Hello everybody, have you ever wondered how to use this tool? Well, I'm going to show you how I use it.
Shoot him, Kevin!
Hello everybody, I'm Roadblock and this is a Raid Shadow Legends video. So today I'm going to talk about the optimizer. A couple of you have asked for this in the comments, and even people in my clan have said like, hey, how do I use this thing? It can be a little intimidating at first, I'll admit, but quick disclaimer, this is how I use it. I'm not going to go over every feature in it. There are a lot of great guides out there from Hell Hades himself, from Saf on the HH Gaming channel. There is a lot of content and information out there, and I highly recommend that you check out their videos as well, because they made this thing, right? I don't use every single feature. Another disclaimer that I do pay for the subscription for the optimizer. So that's an important bit of information because your results may vary when it comes to how you use it. I don't remember what is under the paid tier because I've been paying for it for so long that I just don't remember anymore. So, but to run it, you can run the optimizer before or after your game is open. If you run it before the game is open, it'll say, oh, there's no game detected. Stop right there. Click the link in the description right now to get a free legendary Elenaril and 3 free amazing epics as you level up. Here are the exact steps that you need to follow. Step 1, log out of Plarium Play on PC and uninstall. Step 2, click the link in the description and register with a brand new email. Step 3, launch Raid and complete the tutorial. Step 4, go to your inbox and claim your first champ. Here we go. You'll find Elenaril here, as well as Uugo at level 10, Tagoar at level 20, and Rector Drath at 30. Don't forget to use the promo code Supreme6 to get yourself the awesome Supreme Galek. This is an amazing account start in Raid. So click on my link right now and follow the steps. I recommend running it as administrator because sometimes it'll yell at you and say, hey, run it as administrator, which it did before I started this one. But when you click upload to website, what that's going to do is it's going to click find your default browser, and it's going to start opening up your account right away, which it did over on my other screen here. So I just dragged it over for you guys to see. And then you can go to your champions. Now, if you're looking to rebuild a champion like I am, I'm looking to rebuild my seer. So we can come down here to my seer. And we can say, okay, well, I want to optimize. And we can say optimize, right? Click that button right there. They'll give more information about the brute force versus GPU optimizer, but when I tried to use brute force, it made me use GPU. So I don't know. There's a lot. There's stuff about this app that I don't completely know, and that's the big disclaimer here, but this is how I have used it in the past. I've never really used damage mode before though, so we're going to test that out. We're going to hit start here. So I basically just hit optimize here, and then I click start, and it gave me a couple of builds. Then you can look at these builds in different ways. So you can view it as a list, and it'll tell you the speeds that you hit. And then you can look at it here, and it'll kind of tell you about the changes, right? So it gives you kind of an estimated damage that you would get out of it as well. But the problem that I have, well, I like the crit rate and the crit damage. These speeds are incredibly slow, and I don't really want that. So we can clear that. We can go to stats, and then I can say, okay, let's try and see if we can get 250 speed and then optimize it again. Okay, so we should get faster builds here. We'll view as list. So yeah, we're in the 250. It brought some of my crit damage down to 285. I don't know how much they're prioritizing attack. I'd like to think that it's, recognizes we're working with a seer. But if we take a look at the build, you can see here, it's using my best lethal gear, which is already on champions that I don't want to take it off of, and then we're finding ways to get extra crit damage here. It's using an attack percent chest. We don't need to do that here, right? And then it's basically using all of the best stuff that are currently available to my seer. But you can go a step further, so let's clear that out, right? And then the other thing, well, let's start first by doing slots, right? So you can come in here and you can tell it which slots to include. So for example, so the top 3 can only have 1 main stat, right? But for the bottom ones, well, we can find exactly what we want. So I can uncheck all of these and say, hey, I only want crit damage gloves. I only want HP or defense percent chest because attack doesn't really matter for Seer. And I only want speed boots. Now, it already did most of that, except it went for attack percent chest because, you know, it's smart enough to say this is an attack-based champion. And then down here again, I don't really care about an attack ring. I want a crit damage neck, and I want an accuracy banner. So now we can go back to optimizing and hit start again, and it's going to give me different ones based on those requirements that I set out. So you'll see that my overall stats went down quite a bit, right? Because it's not going to, you know, use one of my best attack ones. Now I'm going to look for which one has the most crit damage right here, and let's take a look at this one. Okay, yeah, so a little bit different, and again, it's going to use, you know, my nice stuff, right? Well, what if, obviously, I don't want to use that nice stuff, right? He is my best nuker. He's arguably better than my seer, so I don't want that to happen. So you'll notice when I hover, maybe you can't see it because it's a little small. There's a little lock here, okay? But there's another way to do that. So if we go back to champions, this screen here, you'll see the lock over here on the right side. So I just locked my nice, okay? And then if we go back to Seer, and I should still have all of the stuff in the optimizer, like, right? All my slots are the same, right? Stats are the same. Everything's the same as I left it. If I hit start and we go back, and crit damage went down even more. We're still getting the speed that I want, around 250. But if we take a look, there's no more gear, right, from nice, right? Because I locked him, meaning that they will not use gear that is currently being used by nice because of the fact that I don't want to, right? His gear is sacred to me, if you will. And then I could do the same thing, and you could do that from this screen. If I was to click Thor right here and lock him, and we clear it and we start again, it might not even find anything because we're starting to really limit it on its gear options. Oh, I like the crit damage actually. Crit damage went up quite a bit here. Oh, because it's using Wukong's stuff and some of Ninja's stuff too. So, but yeah, you can see that it's still kind of, you know, it's finding what it can, and the more limitations you put on it, then the more it's going to obviously limit your results, right? But that's kind of how you can do it. Let's say that, you know, if we look at, let's go back, and let's say that I wanted to have more accuracy. Let's say that I wanted to have more accuracy, right? It's pretty simple. We come in here, we say, hey, I want a minimum of 350 accuracy, right? Or let's say I want a minimum of 300 accuracy, but a maximum of 350, right? So then we optimize, we clear, we start it up again. And now it's going to give me different results, and it's going to try and find that accuracy level that I'm looking for. So if we look at this build, you'll see there's a few different options now, right? We switched to these boots because we need to get more crit rate, because elsewhere we were prioritizing the accuracy that we were looking to get, right? So stuff like that are little changes that you can make. I think this one already had a high level of accuracy in it, but that's kind of how you do the optimizer part of it, right? That's how you can optimize the build and just get a really good build right away. I want my Mikage in protection, okay? I want her in full protection. We can go ahead, go to the optimizer. This time I wouldn't do damage mode. I will do balanced mode, right? And then we're going to go to sets. I want 9-piece protection on my Mikage. So when we go into slots, everything is available, and we're going to leave that this time, but I do want speed boots. It's the only limitation. I don't want crit damage on the gloves, and I don't want resistance or flat stats on the chest. In fact, I don't want attack percent either. I'd be okay with crit rate, but I still want survivability stats, so I'll keep that there. But we can get rid of the flat stats stuff there. I'll keep everything because those 3 protection pieces have to be used. But I want to see what it'll do here. It's going to make me do 1 priority here. And I will make the priority, let's just say minimum of 250 speed. And we'll make that the priority. So it'll give me the fastest possible build. We can't quite get that. So what if we did... All right, well, let's go for 6-piece then, just to show you guys how it works. and we'll optimize it now. That's how you would use it to optimize your champions. And you can play with this stuff, do different things, however you want. Now, the other thing that I use it for, I know that you can do gear cleanses in this. I have never done that. So here in the artifacts, I believe you can actually do gear cleanses through here. I highly recommend, yeah, you can see cell mode right there, right? I highly recommend watching a video on that before you mess around with that, because I would hate for somebody to accidentally sell their good stuff, which is why I don't mess around with this. It's something that I would like to learn in the future, but you can do that, and I think it's a great asset if you go ahead and learn how to do that, right? The team optimizer, that's this one right here. This is the one that I find to be extremely useful. In fact, I just made a video recently about Fire Knight. So why don't we go ahead and take a look and see if we can find a Fire Knight team. Okay, now I would want something that has 100% win rate. And as you can see here, we don't have anything. But what you can, well, we have like high win rates, but not 100%. So I can change that and say, hey, I want 100% win rate. And now we've got one with 100% win rate. But again, this is using Farrakhan, who's my other ally attacker, Lady Mikage, who I have, Teox, who's kind of another mini ally attacker, and my Newt. But what if I say, you know what? Exclude Newt. I want you to make me a team without Newt. And a couple of Neldor and Apothecary teams pop up, but you'll notice these battle counts are a little bit low, right? And by the way, these are taking 11 minutes, 7 minutes, 5 minutes, 4 minutes. Like, these are long teams, right? What about Sand Devil Necropolis, stage 25? Will you give me a team? There we go. Okay. Now these are going to be, I mean, this team, yeah, Adolin team, but really the Godseeker Newt team, that's the team that I currently run. So, but that's how you can kind of find different approaches. If we do, let's go back now and see if I can get it to give me a Phantom Shogun team now. Hey, there we go. There's Phantom Shogun. So we want 100% success rate. Let's apply that. And now let's do rare only. And there you go. There's the team, right? I don't run the apparently I don't have the optimizer up when I run the team. Well, actually, I bet if we go to variations, but yeah, this is the team that I have built, talked about with you guys before many times on the channel. But yeah, that's kind of, this is how I was able to, I first found it from Odd One. He made a video about the team, and I made it my own video about it, and I've made it a couple of times. I just truly believe that it is good for you guys to use. But if you come in here, it gives you all of the detailed, right? So the speeds that you want to be at, and everything else, even masteries. If you want to use masteries on them, you'll see Paragon doesn't need masteries. Sorry for this little glitch. I'm gonna assume that's just something on my end, but if you do want to have masteries, or you know, I don't run masteries on most of them, so, but it tells you the masteries that are being used, and you can use that information as you see fit. I'm curious, because I was talking about this in another video recently. Let's go back. Do I have a team that can do Dragon Hard 10? So this is where I want 100% success rate, which this team is. But you know what? I need more than one battle. There we go. Okay. So this is taking a look at my roster as it stands and saying, okay, you have these champions. Corvus is not built. Renegade is not built. Seer is built, Mithrala is built, and Newt is built. And they're basically saying, like, another account had success using these champions to get through Dragon. And you'll even see things like this where Corvus can solo it. I was expecting to see food in the team, to be honest with you. I was kind of surprised that it's just Corvus soloing it without food. Let's take a look. I want to look at this. I'm curious about this team. What kind of build is he in? So it'll tell you. So he's in a regen set, right? At least one regen set, one perception set, and then 2 stone skin, which I assume are accessories. That's the only way that they could work. But yeah, it's a solo build, a minute 28, using Corvus the Corruptor. So perhaps I should just go build that team. In this particular case, Seer is the wave clear champion. Renegade is there to reset the Seer. Mithrala's the cleanser for the poisons. But if we go in there and we look at the build, we can see Corvus again being in. So my guess is that they get all the way through everything Newt probably does his enemy max HP one time before the boss gets a turn, and then everybody dies would be my guess, and Corvus then solos it, and it just gets sped up because you're able to get through the waves quicker with the use of the wave clear here. That's my guess. Obviously, I don't know exactly how the team works. I haven't tested it or ran it myself, but let's say Iron Twins stage 15. I'm curious if my team comes up here at all. And I may not run the optimizer enough connected to this account. Usually I'm connected to my main account. I do want 100% success rate, although I don't even know if mine's 100%. Yeah, I don't think I'm going to be able to find my team on here, but I do run a team that's... I don't run Geo in it, so exclude Geo, and I don't run Mithrala. Surprised that I'm not seeing one close to the one that I usually run, but it doesn't matter. It's not a big deal. I just was curious to see if it would pop up, but you can see there's a lot of different recommended options, and you might be able to find one that works for you and your account. So those are the ways that I use the optimizer. Again, if there's a specific area that you want to learn more about, I would check that out. You can also, by the way, I only showed you the exclude option. You can also do the include option. You can adjust the number of battles, the number of turns. You can reduce it. Right now, it's organized by fastest teams as well. That's the default. So this one is under 1 minute right here. But yeah, I should run the optimizer more when I'm playing because it'll track and I can update my team in here. Because I've got a pretty consistent team that uses Newt Odin, but I use Newt Odin. I don't use Demitha, and then I think Mithrala and well, you know what? We can just look at it. That'd be the easier thing to do, huh? So like my team for Iron Twins, it's stage 15, and I use Nice now. Just because he's like one of my best damage dealers outside of my enemy max HP champions. My Cold Hearts are too weak to put in here, so I use Nice because he just does a little bit more damage. He has a little bit more survivability. Godseeker in there to revive anyone that dies, and Cleansing coming from Mithrala. So, all right, guys. Well, I'll call that a video. I hope that helped you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed that one. Let me know in the comments if this really didn't help you. I totally understand. If you're like, come on, man, this isn't your expertise, don't bother. I get it. I just, people asked for it. I thought I'd do it. I try to help. If you guys want a follow-up video and I can go into more detail about more specific stuff, I'd be happy to do that. We can even use it to actually rebuild a champion. I kind of threw this one together last minute and wasn't really prepared to build anybody, but maybe we go through and actually build out my, let's see, what's his, Georgid. I really want to rebuild him very, very badly. So maybe I take a look at it and see if I can get him built better than he currently is. I think that'd be pretty cool. So if you guys want to see that follow-up video, let me know in the comments. All right, thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Take care.